Hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. All right, people. Yes, here we all are. Here we are. We're here in the studio. And yes, I can confirm that we're almost ready to start the lesson. The camera is rolling. Chobber, the sound engineer, is rolling his eyes. And Muddy, the director, has just confirmed that we've got the green light. We're ready to go. We're ready for liftoff. We're ready to start. All right, so first things first. Did you all have a nice evening? Did you all sit down and relax in front of the telly? Perhaps you watched a spy film where people had to confirm their identities. Perhaps not. Maybe you didn't stay in last night. Maybe you went out to a nice restaurant like the Ponzi Peacock for a meal. Maybe you went to the cinema or the theatre or the opera. Anyway, whatever you did, I hope that you all had fun doing what you did. Oh, hang on. Now that's an idea. Maybe some of you couldn't go out last night. Maybe some of you had to stay in and tidy your flat. Or maybe your mum and dad told you to tidy your room. Was that it? Did you have to stay in and do your chores? Did you have to do boring, repetitive things? Things that we know we have to do. We have to clean the flat or the house, or it would be horrible to live in. Like this place. Oh. So yes, I know, and you know, we all know, that it's very important to clean our room or our flat or our house. It's important for hygiene reasons. It's healthier to live in a clean environment, not an environment where there are animals and insects crawling about the place, eating old slices of pizza from under the bed. It's also important because if our room or flat or house is a mess, then it's difficult to find things. If all of your clothes are on the floor, then it's very difficult to find a pair of clean pants or socks or even the TV remote control. So, we know that it's important to clean our room, our flat, our house, but it's not fun, is it? The only time when you feel good about it, about this chore, about this boring, repetitive task that we have to do, is when it's finished. When we finish cleaning and look about the flat, then we have a feeling of satisfaction. We've done something and now the flat looks and smells great. Good, but cleaning is still a chore. It's still one of those jobs we have to do, not one of those jobs that we enjoy doing, like shopping, like I was talking about yesterday. But with shopping, there is a difference. Food shopping, in my opinion, is a chore. It's boring but necessary. We have to do it because we need food to eat. But it's not very interesting, is it? And when I say food shopping, I don't only mean food. When you go to the supermarket to go food shopping, you normally buy other things too, don't you? Yes, you don't only buy food when you go to the supermarket. You normally have to buy other things too, like, I don't know, Hoover bags, for example. You know, the bags you put into your Hoover or vacuum cleaner. The bags that collect all of the dust and hair which you hoover up with your Hoover when you're doing the hoovering. Okay, some Hoovers, some modern Hoovers are bagless. They don't have a bag. The same way that your mobile phone is cordless. There's no wire at the end of the phone, is there? Now, did you notice anything about those two words? Bagless, cordless. Yes, the end of those words is the same, isn't it? Yes, and that's because at the end of those adjectives, we've got the same suffix. Okay, now, what's a suffix when it's at home? Well, think of another word which is similar to the word suffix. Has anyone thought of it? No? Well, try again. Look at the word and see if you can think of a word which we know which looks like it. Percy? Lord Percy, can you think of the word we're looking for? A word which we know, which looks a little bit like this word. Oh well. Perhaps it wasn't such a good idea to ask Lord Percy. His brain is very, very small. All right, let me tell you the answer. Otherwise, Lord Percy will probably strain his brain trying to think too hard. The word I was thinking of was the word prefix. Can you see the similarity between the two words? Can you see that the end of the words are the same? Prefix, suffix. That's right. Both words end in the same three letters, fix. Okay, and that's not all. These words are related too. Now, who remembers what a prefix is? I know, you all do. I was just kidding. Yes, as we all remember, a prefix is something we add to the front of another word, which changes the meaning of that word. So, we all remember the prefix anti, don't we? Yes, when we add the prefix anti to the front of a word, it means that it's against something. Anti-malarial medicine works against the disease malaria. Anti-aircraft guns try to shoot planes and helicopters and flying things. Anti-tank mines are bombs hidden in the ground which are designed to destroy tanks. When we get out of the shower, what do we put on our armpits? Yes, of course, we use antiperspirant, something which works against sweat, something which works to stop our armpits sweating. And why do we do it? Why do we use it? Yes, of course, we use it to make sure that we don't smell like a homeless dinosaur's armpit later in the day. Okay, so we all remember the concept, the idea of a prefix. Take a word or a couple of letters, anti-X, for example, and put it in front of another word to modify, to change the meaning of that word. Okay, all right. Now, suffixes do a similar job, but suffixes don't go at the front of other words. No, suffixes go at the back. We put suffixes after other words. Prefixes go at the front, suffixes go at the back. And we use less as a suffix to form words which show that something is free from something, that this thing doesn't have something. Like your Hoover, for example. It doesn't have a Hoover bag, so we can say that it's a bagless Hoover. Perhaps in your house there are no doors, in which case it's doorless. If you live in a house with no windows, then your house is windowless. But let's face it, if your house is doorless and windowless, then it's not a very good house, is it? If the army are protecting or defending a city, but they all fall asleep, then the city is not protected. The city is not being defended. The city is defenseless. If someone is being really stupid, then we might say that they're brainless. They're so stupid that we think their brain might have fallen out of their head. It's probably underneath the sofa somewhere. So, brainless, doorless, windowless, defenseless. All of these are examples of words where we can change the meaning of that word by adding a suffix to the end. A bagless Hoover, a cordless phone, a wireless connection. Okay, now, why did I start talking about suffixes? Oh, of course, I remember. Of course, Hoovers. Your Hoover might not have a bag, but a container to collect dust and hair and things. And that means that when you go shopping, you don't need to buy Hoover bags. Good for you. But when you go shopping, you still need to buy other things in addition to food, don't you? Yes. other cleaning things. Washing up liquid, for example. That's soap or detergent that you use when you're doing the washing up, when you're washing up your coffee cups and saucers and spoons and things like that. Maybe you've got a dishwasher in your flat, a machine which cleans your cutlery and crockery for you. Do you know those two words? Cutlery is the noun we use when we're talking about the things we use to eat with. Knives, forks and spoons. When we're talking about these things together, we call them cutlery. Perhaps at Christmas time you eat with special cutlery. When I was young, every year before Christmas, my mum would get the silver cutlery out. This was a set of knives, forks, spoons, and also serving spoons and things. You know, bigger spoons and forks. Things that we don't use to eat food, but to move food from one plate to another. Cutlery also includes the things we use to serve food, the big utensils we use to put food onto the plates. Anyway, every year my mum would get out the silver cutlery and then we'd clean it. And that was a chore, a very boring job, but we had to do it. We had to clean the silver to make it look nice. With normal cutlery which is made of steel, stainless steel, another suffix, stainless, something which can't be stained, something which resists, which fights against stains or marks. Stainless steel means that this steel will always look clean. It's stainless. Things don't mark it. It remains clean. It's stainless. Anyway, if you have a dishwasher, then you have to buy special soap and special salt for the dishwasher. The soap normally comes in tablet form, little tablets of detergent which you put in the drawer in your dishwasher. Okay, but even if you have got a dishwasher, then there are still things that you wash up by hand. Things you don't want to put into your dishwasher. Things which are delicate or fragile. Things which might break easily. Champagne glasses or things like that. Also, sometimes you have plates which are too big to fit into the dishwasher. So you have to wash these things by hand too. Unless you're fantastically rich, then you can just throw them away and buy some new ones.
Something wrong, Mr. B?
Oh, something's always wrong, Boulders.
All right, good for Mr. Blackadder, but unfortunately for me, and I suspect also most of you, we're not rich enough to throw our cutlery and crockery away after we use it. No. So what we have to do is either use a dishwasher, or if something is too big or too fragile or too delicate for the dishwasher, then we have to wash it by hand. And that means that we need washing up liquid. That thick, viscous liquid soap we use to do the washing up. The stuff we put onto a sponge or a damp cloth when we wash up the dishes. Now, what about those adjectives we just heard? Fragile and delicate. Well, fragile is an adjective which means that an object can be easily damaged or broken, like glass, for example. Think about the difference between glass and, I don't know, rubber. If we drop a piece of rubber onto the ground from a height of 2 meters, what happens to the rubber? Nothing. Well, it bounces about a bit, but it'll still be okay. It won't be damaged. It won't break, will it? No, of course not. But what happens if we do the same thing with something made of glass? Yes, now that's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? Because glass is fragile, the glass will break. The thing will be damaged. It's fragile. It's easily damaged and easily broken. And in this situation, delicate is just a synonym for fragile. All right, and crystal balls. We're out of time again. Oh well, never mind. Eyebrows, people, eyebrows. That's the main thing. And not crying about spilt milk too, obviously. All right, so we're finished for the day. So if you need some more English, you'll have to rush over to that website. The one with the 2 Ks. All right, 3 Ks and a whole load of other letters too. www.mediaclick.hu. I'll see you all tomorrow and we'll pick up where we left off today, okay? Right. Have fun and enjoy yourselves until then. See you tomorrow. See you later. Bye.